Well, hello everybody, this is Chris from Because Adventure. As you saw in the last video, I had a little problem with my tire, leaking air around the bead that was on the outside edge of the rim. So I have it in the shop here today and I'm going to take a closer look at it. And I can see I got some little pebbles and probably mud and silt in there from over the weekend. I think I found where my limit is as far as how far I can air down my tires. I usually go down to 15 pounds when I'm gonna do some off-roading. As it was this weekend, being cold in the morning, I noticed that some of them were at 13 according to the sensors and the readout on my dash. I didn't bother to put 2 pounds of air in them, and maybe that was a mistake because now I've had 2 tires that decided to leak, again only on the outside bead, probably because that's where most of the abuse is as you're out on the trail. So I'm going to go through the process today of breaking only the outside bead on this and pushing it into the middle of the wheel. And I want to get inside there and I want to clean around the wheel. I want to clean the tire bead really good. Make sure there's no debris or anything in there, and then we'll air it back up. And I don't want to take the tire completely off. There's no reason to. I don't want to rebalance it when I'm done doing what I'm doing, just breaking down one side. I won't have to do any of that. So this should be a quick, easy way to fix this minor problem. Start by pulling the valve core out. Okay, as the last of the air is coming out of the tire here, I've orientated the tire on the press. I don't want to push on the same edge where the valve stem is. I want to push on the opposite side. That way I don't push the bead into the sensor that's inside there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use a couple of 4x4s to do that. So instead of using like a metal rod or something, I don't want to damage the tire, and having a nice block of wood in there works really well to prevent anything from happening. And actually it grips the tire real good so it doesn't kick out on you or anything like that. It's a little bit safer. Now, if you don't have a press like this, I'm fortunate I'm inside in the warmth taking care of this issue. But if you don't have this, or if you're stuck kind of out on the trail with an issue of a leaking tire and you got to break a bead, you can always use the weight of the vehicle as your press. I suggest always having some blocks of wood in your vehicle, so that if you do have a problem, you can simply jack the vehicle up, stick a 4x4 in between the tire and the frame rail of your vehicle, and then lower the jack on it to push the tire into the center of the wheel. I'm going to do it the easy way though, and use this press. There it goes. I just use my hands, go all the way around, push the bead away from the wheel into the middle. I can get under here now, clean this out real good. Take some soapy water and some rags, run it through there, a little compressed air, make sure that everything is blown out real good in there before I air it back up and reseal that bead. Once we get that done, spray it up with some soapy water again, check it for leaks. I always find that this part is a little bit easier to do with the wheel right on the ground or right on the floor. You can get your knee up in there, you can get your fingers in there a little bit better, you can use your body weight to get on there. So we're going to spray this up real good, run around it with some rags, blow it out good with some air, fill it back up, and we should be good to go. I usually run about 25 pounds in my tires on a daily basis, driving around town, highway, whatever. Seems to give me the best chalk pattern for what I got here. For some reason, that pop is always very satisfying. All right, so we're spraying this back up again, and then we'll let it sit for a little while so we can check for leaks. But I might give it 10 minutes or so, see if I got any masses of bubbles that are forming. I'm also going to check while I'm doing this, I'm going to check the valve stem and the valve core to make sure I got it in good and tight. Okay, the area where we were having the biggest leaks was right around where the valve stem is. And I've kind of wiped the wheel clean, but I left a track of fluid right inside where the wheel meets the rubber, and if there's any leak it would still be bubbling up. But after a good solid 10 minutes I'm pretty happy. Not really seeing anything all the way around the wheel. It's looking good. Well, that seems to have worked pretty well, and really there was no doubt in my mind that it would. The concept is simple and effective. So I hope you found that helpful. I know I'm happy that I don't have to take this tire in and have anybody mess around with it. It's all fixed, and maybe this information can help you out a little bit if you end up finding yourself in the same situation. All right, well, thanks for watching Because Adventure, and we'll see you out on the trails.